Hey guys, how's it going? Guys down there, most of you have already hopefully started working on the English stuff. It's kind of interesting that right now we've got a little bit of convergence between what we're doing assessment wise in English and what we're doing in TOK. It's almost like there's this mastermind guy out there who has worked so hard to get these things to converge so that way you're building a reciprocal skill set. Um, Last week in TOK, we talked just kind of about what art is, what art isn't. We looked at a couple things, and then you guys were supposed to watch this video here on Hurt. And again, if you haven't watched the English video yet, some of you maybe clicked on this and you got here and you were like, "Well, I can't watch anything," and that's fair. If you get here and this doesn't pop up, what you need to do is just simply click here, and then boom, it's going to take you right over to our video over here. The reason that is that sometimes I have to record videos that use songs or use other YouTube videos, and YouTube is going to flag them as copyright. So, in order to avoid that, sometimes I have to upload other places. And so, if this preview doesn't load, just click here and it'll take you right over to it. But last week we talked about what is art and then how art establishes meaning or like generates meaning, and we did a comparative with this song "Hurt," and you were supposed to give me 500 to 800 words on your interpretation of the song, and then a reflection on kind of what you took away as far as how art generates meaning and the intersectionality between the artist and the art and then the audience. And as of right now, I've got zero submissions for that assignment for last week. I'll say what I said in English. I'm required to have a summative assessment for you guys every week. So if you guys are not submitting anything, um, if you hear some crazy sounds, it's just my dog being nuts. Um, if you guys let things stack up, you're going to end up in a spot where you've got all this stuff that's due because I'm required to give you guys a summative assessment every week, and now you've got all this stuff that's due and it's stacking up on you. But that was what last week's assignment was 500 to 800 words on our interpretations of those three songs, um, and then um, and then what that kind of led us to conclusion wise as far as how art generates meaning and the interaction between the artist, the work, and the audience. This week, we're going to look at kind of how art, how we assign a meaning to art as a process of synthesis. So basically, stop. What are you doing? What? What are you doing? Look, I'm trying to. Come here. Come here. Come here. I'm trying to work. If you're going to be crazy and make a bunch of noise, the least you could do is let people see you. Look at this bad girl. Look at this bad girl. She's barking all over the place. She's being crazy. She's being mischievous. Look at her. This is the terror that's making all the noise. Go do something with you. No, ma'am. You're too big to just lay on my lap like this. You got to go do something with you. Okay. Whatever. I got to finish these videos. These kids don't want me to take up their life dealing with you. So, anyways, art doesn't exist in a vacuum. It exists in a context. And we usually think of that context as a social context, right? Where art exists as a function of the culture and the society that led to its generation, and that is very true. All right, this is not going to work at all. These are the terrible animals that I live with: my crazy cat, two nuts dogs, four guinea pigs, a snake. God, go, go, do something with you. Nope. So, one of the things that we often don't think about, though, is art existing in the context of other art. That there's no art that is created that doesn't also relate to other pieces of art dealing with the same ideas or the same themes. And so, by understanding one, we so by looking at multiple pieces of art that deal with the same concepts and the same ideas and the same themes, we get a better understanding of all of the pieces of art than we would if we only looked at one. Because we're building a narrative, and we are creating context to help derive meaning and knowledge about the piece from. So this week, we're going to do what's called synthesis. And synthesis is where you take multiple things and kind of mash them together to create new ideas. All right. So, and we're going to do a little synthesis work. So, I've given you two poems about America. All right. One is called "Love Letter with No Apologies to Ginsburg," written about 2010, I think, and then the other one is called "America," written by Allen Ginsberg, written in 1956. All right. Or yeah. Two poems, very similar themes, very similar styles, very different times, right? And by understanding one, maybe we understand a little bit better. And then we've got two songs that we're going to look at as well, also about America. One is Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen, and then the other is America by Simon and Garfunkel, written by Paul Simon. And there are links to those songs here that you can go to. They're just the YouTube songs, so they're right there, so you can go check those out. And what I want you to do is, I want you to think about how these things working together, right, help us better understand not just what America means, because that is also true, right? Is that understanding how these four texts work together in a synthesis will help us better understand America, but how our understanding and our knowledge of one might change as we start to add the other pieces together. Then, for your assignment this week, I'm asking you to do a synthesis assignment, right? Um, and your synthesis assignment is going to be 6 to 800 words, where and it's going to be two sections. First section, you figure 3 to 400 words. I want you to reflect on the items that I gave you for like synthesis, how they interacted with each other, what kind of meaning you were able to glean from them, how maybe they were helping define America, but then also how they were helping define each other, right? And you figure that's 3 or 400 words. And then in the other 3 or 400 words, I want you to find two pieces of art, either of poetry or of music, that you would include in this synthesis as well. So, two other pieces of art, either a poem or a piece of like music that you would add to the synthesis work of the idea of America, and then talk about how that would augment our perception of those other pieces of art and then of the idea of America as well, right? And so I gave you four. I want you to go out and find another two, and then I want you to talk about how adding those two to our synthesis, to our weaving, to our joining is going to change our perception of the other four and our perception of the topic and theme as a whole. All right, that is what we are looking for there. And so, yeah, I'm just looking for a written assignment here, no video like in the English class. We will do some videos later, but right now we need to bone up on our writing skills. It's been too long, and I need to be able to kind of dig into you a little bit if that writing is in bad shape. All right. As always, there's a weekly discussion thread here. This week is how does art shape our sense of self, which I think is a super relevant question, especially for teenagers, because teenagers are the largest consumption of art in society. Did you know that? Did you know that? You guys consume more, and I think it has to do because you guys don't really have like careers and you're not beaten down by your children or anything else yet. Because like for instance, a lot of the art that I consume is actually not me consuming it or like interacting with it. It is doing it tangentially because my children are engaged with the art. My children are watching Frozen or Moana or Mulan or whatever the hell it is that we're watching at the time, and I am just engaging with it because they are. But they're the ones that are actually engaging and consuming that artistic output. I'm just kind of being exposed to it. It wasn't made for me. I'm not the target audience. I'm not the person involved in that triangle between artist, work, and audience, right? I'm this person out here on the side, kind of observing what's happening over here. You guys are actually the largest consumers of those things. So, anyways, so it's a great time to kind of ask this question, which is how does it shape our sense of self? Because you think about the amount that things like movies or television or music or even stories shaped your perception of self and right and wrong. Think about how many bedtime stories you were told with a moral. Think about how many stories you watch with a moral. Well, that's all shaping also how you think about yourself and your own sense of right or wrong and your own sense of what it means to be a boy or a girl. You know, think about how many Disney movies, especially until very recently, have these princesses that were prim and proper, and all they were ever expected to do was be pretty. right? All Snow White ever did was be pretty and run away, and she got saved by a prince. All Sleeping Beauty ever did was be pretty and get put to sleep, and she was saved by a prince. This was the narrative for such a long time, and so like, how does that play into our conception of gender roles and what it means to be and what it means to be male or female, so on and so forth? There's a lot happening here, so I would really like you to kind of mull over that one a bit, do a little bit of thinking. Um, yeah. Uh, on Wednesday, I'm going to add some more resources. I'm not going to add any more assignments. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some YouTube videos, some clips, some things like that are going to help us better understand synthesis and how arts work together through context to like create meaning. And that stuff will be coming for you on Wednesday. I would like to segue soon into a film viewing that we can all watch together, view together, and then comment on. I'm trying to figure out how that works in a virtual setting. I'm just being honest with you. Um, I have always included full film viewings as a part of the arts unit on NTOK because I think that film is a huge part of what the arts look like. Um, but I'm still figuring out how we do that virtually. Um, I'm also not sure how much longer we're going to be virtual. I haven't heard anything about coming back after Labor Day, but I haven't heard anything that's saying that we're not. So I don't know. We might only be doing this for another 2 weeks, in which case the problems are solved. Instead of film, I'll do a poem or something like that, and then problem solved. And then we'll do films once we get back into the room together. But I don't know what that looks like yet. So stay tuned. Again, just like in like English, I'm given a lighter week this week because I realized that I was doing the most for week one and for week two, that I was asking for much more than other teachers maybe were, and because I have zero assignments. And then also, let me show you what I know as well. I know that not a lot of you have watched that video because if I click here and I go to my OneDrive, I can see that so this is the video that I uploaded for class last time, and if I look at details, oh wait, let me mouse over it here. Normally it will tell me how many views and whatnot it has. Well, anyways, the last time that I looked, not a lot of people had actually viewed. Yeah, so, four viewers. I've got 15 views, but only four viewers. So who knows how many of those viewers are me, like, clicking on it myself. Um, but yeah, I can keep track of this stuff. One of the reasons why I use the platforms that I use is that I can keep track of who's engaging, how many viewers I'm getting, how long you guys are watching videos. Like, for instance, on my YouTube channel, one of the things that I check is I actually look at, like, if I want to look at, let's see, this was the English 4 video, right? So I can click on analytics and it will tell me that my total watch time 13 hours. Okay, I got 56 views, not bad. I don't know, this one doesn't do as good of a job at tracking who has watched it, but I've only got 10 impressions. All right. 56 views. Oh, here we go. Unique viewers. I've got 30 unique viewers. So 30 different people have actually watched it. That's not bad. That class has got like 35, 36 in it. So that's actually not bad. And then I can look at average duration 13:35. That's not great because it's a 33-minute video, but you got to figure, like maybe some people watch part of it and then came back later. There's probably been a couple times that I've clicked on it but not watched it because I already know it. But just so you know, all of that to say, I am keeping track of these things. Um, so yeah, I need you guys to actually, engage in the material. Remember, this stuff is all for a grade. Um, so yeah, that's that. That's all I got for this week. Sorry for taking up those last 5 minutes. Were kind of rambling there. Sorry. I'm trying to be succinct and not waste time. Again, Wednesday, I'm going to add some more resources here for you. They'll be in here. Your synthesis stuff is right here. Upload your assignment here. I put the instructions in this video so that way you would actually have to watch the video to get the instructions for the assignment, because I realized that the only way to make you guys do things is with grades. As always, you guys have questions about things or you just want to chat, it goes in here. Next week in TOK, we're gonna take at least one of our days to talk about EE. I need to check in with you guys. We need to talk about EE, talk about what that's looking like, and get everything straight up. So, all right, that's it. Have a great one. Uh, Peace out. Love you guys. Miss ya. If you guys have any questions, if you need anything, please let me know.